Hello, it is Throwback Thursday, June 20th, 2024. Steve Cypress here, and it's with a heavy heart that I bring you no business advice today, simply a personal message commemorating the passing of the greatest baseball player of all time ever to play the game, and one of my childhood heroes, the great Say Hey Kid Willie Mays. Willie Mays passed away 2 days ago, and today, starting in just a few hours from now, Major League Baseball is actually going to play a game between the Cardinals and the Giants. Willie Mays, you see the SF on his hat. He played with the Giants first in New York, and then when they moved to San Francisco, he played with them for almost his entire career, and then he finished it up in New York with the Mets, going to the World Series in 1973 at the end of his career. But the Giants and the Cardinals will be playing in Rickwood Field. Rickwood Field, home of the oldest professional ballpark still standing in the world, built in 1910 by a guy named Rick Woodward. I looked it up, and he named the park after himself. Rickwood Field, home of the Birmingham Black Barons of the Negro Leagues of Baseball, back when black ball players were not allowed to play in Major League Baseball in the days of segregation. And Willie Mays joined the Birmingham Black Barons. He lived practically right around the corner of the baseball stadium, and he joined the team when he was in high school as a 16-year-old. And just a few years later, he was signed by the San Francisco Giants and won the Rookie of the Year. He spent two of what would undoubtedly have been two of the most productive years of his career in the service during the Korean War days. And if not for that, he would have been the all-time home run leader. He is still in the top 10 in practically every major hitting category. Batted .302 for his career, 24 All-Star appearances, 12 Gold Gloves, even though that award wasn't even invented until he'd been playing for 6 years. He's tied for the most ever with Roberto Clemente. Undoubtedly, he'd have the most ever all to himself. Greatest fielding center fielder of all time, one of the greatest power hitters of all time, stole over 300 bases, one of the fastest and best runners of all time, one of the most exciting players of all time, won World Series MVPs, league MVPs, top 5 or 6 still all time in runs scored, runs batted in, home runs, I mean, total bases. You could just go on and on. This guy could do it all. As they say in baseball, the 5-tool player. Hitting for average, hitting for power, fielding, and speed, base running. And so he could do it all. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid. I have shown this framed piece on my wall that my beautiful wife Michelle framed years ago, because as a kid, I had my 3 favorite baseball players, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and Hank Aaron. And I mailed off. Somebody suggested I do this, so I did it. I blew up a photo of all 3 of them, put it on some construction paper, put it in a big oversized envelope along with a letter to the 3 of them asking would they please autograph the photo for me, and put it back in a self-addressed large stamp envelope that I'd folded up and included in there, and mail it back to me. And 2 out of the 3 did, Hank Aaron and Willie Mays. You can see best wishes, Hank Aaron. That's not a stamp. He actually signed that. And to Steve, best wishes, Willie Mays. I just cherish that forever. And I guess now more than ever that he's gone. I never got a chance to meet him in person. What a shame. Today I'm wearing my one of my Mets shirts, along with an orange t-shirt. The San Francisco Giants colors being orange and black, and the Mets colors being orange and blue. Orange for the San Francisco Giants, who left town in the late 50s, and blue for the Brooklyn Dodgers, who left town in the late 50s, the 2 National League teams in New York. that a few years later when the Mets were formed, they took the colors of both of those teams, blue and orange. So, and in a couple of hours, there'll be the pregame show, which I assume will be a tremendous tribute to Willie Mays, among other greats of the Negro Leagues and other great ball players, Babe Ruth and others who barnstormed and played there. But this one will be all about Willie Mays. The game will be played in a few hours. And I knew it was ominously bad news. Sometime last week I saw in the news somewhere, I got word that Willie Mays had released a statement he would not be attending this game in Birmingham, Alabama, his hometown, which was basically to be played pretty much mostly in his honor. So we just knew that was terrible news, and then a couple of days ago came the news that he passed away at the age of 93, peacefully surrounded by his family, so that's great to know. But man, one of the greatest all-around player of all time, one of the great ambassadors of the game. I mean, never stopped smiling, known as the Say Hey Kid, because he was always saying hey. Hey Hank, hey Mickey. Mickey, by the way, did not sign the the photo that I mailed to him and return it. So I do have a baseball card, his final baseball card from 1968, I believe that is, his last year. But I do have the signed photos from the two all-time greats that did have the personal wherewithal or integrity, or maybe Mickey Mantle, he didn't even get it. I won't say it's totally his fault. Maybe his publicist or manager or somebody didn't allow him to do it. But man, this is going back on the wall. And I brought this up on a Throwback Thursday about, it was January 21, about 3.5 years ago, when Hank Aaron passed away, and now Willie Mays. And so there they go. But I have the memories. Those will always be with me, and I'm really going to enjoy seeing this Major League Baseball game being played amazingly in this ballpark that seats around 8,000 people, which of course is tiny by Major League standards, but that's the whole idea. Tribute to the Negro Leagues. What a just phenomenally awful concept that some ball players, some of the all-time greatest ball players of all time, not allowed to play in the major leagues. What a terrible time that must have been. And so they had the old Negro Leagues. But anyway, that's it for Throwback Thursday. I honor and cherish the memory of the late, great, fantastic Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. The greatest all-around baseball player of all time, no doubt, and one of my personal heroes. That'll do it for Throwback Thursday, June 20th, 2024. Say hey. Catch you tomorrow.